Amy Smith Dupree, your real estate extraordinaire. And right now, I am looking for a home. I'm in Huntersville. There's a new construction community called Roshire Chase, and it's like right off of Gilead Road. If you guys know where that is, and it is a new construction community by Mattamy. That's actually one of my favorite builders. They are so accommodating. I haven't had a transaction with them yet that hasn't gone really, really smoothly. Um, so yeah, I saw that this was a new community that was opening or has opened. It's not a huge community, but they're probably like maybe like 30 homes out here. So I just wanted to take a look. I will upload the footage later of the houses that I've toured, just so you have that. So today's video is going to be for my buyers, and this is really kind of like a walkthrough, a step by step, in a very condensed form of what happens when you buy a house, okay, and what that process looks like. Um, I always say for realtors, the work for sellers is before it goes on the market, and the work for buyers is once it goes under contract. And that's just, that just makes sense if you've ever been party to a transaction. So you want to buy a house, basically. First things first, there is some groundwork that you need to do before you put in an offer on a property. So if you don't know where your credit score rating is, pull it. I do not recommend Credit Karma. Those scores can be off 30 points north or south. And then even with pulling your credit score, each type of debt that you are going to try to get, or liability rather, has a different score. So auto loans pull a score, mortgages pull a score, credit cards or revolving debt pull a score. And what's on Credit Karma is not as in depth as it could be. When I was getting prepared to purchase a home, and my credit was not always good. I had to do some work. There are some things on there that need to be taken care of. I had to go to myficoscore.com. It's an app. And when I tell you, baby, I track that thing day and night. I need to make sure that my score was going up. And you get to see the breakdown. You get to see the mortgage, the auto finance, whatever you're trying to do, you're able to review it. I also now, not everybody wants to get a conventional mortgage. I think FHA, USDA, those are great provisions for you to purchase a home. So a conventional loan, if you don't know, requires that you put 20% down. FHA requires that you put 3.5% down of the purchase price. And USDA, a lot of times, is 100% financing. VA loans are also 100% financing for our veterans. So if you're going to fall into a sector where you need to put down payment money, then you need to start saving, or you need to figure out, okay, well, I'm getting this lump sum of money from this place, a gift. I'm going to come into some money. You got to figure out that down payment. I have another video that talks about down payment assistance, and we can drill down on that a little bit more. So those are the kind of the two big things. You also need to get acquainted with your budget. What do you want your monthly mortgage payment to look like every month? And then that way you can back into what price points you should be looking at. So a lot of times, you do all this work ahead of time, and then it's like, okay, now what? First things first, you have to find a lender, or a realtor. That combination is so important, to find a realtor that you vibe with and shares your vision, as well as a lender who understands your situation and is going to get you whatever your driver is. I need the best rate, or I need down payment assistance, or I do have some things on my credit, and you need to find a lender that shares that vision, that has a specialty in whatever you need. It's not one size fits all, baby, and not all lenders and or realtors are created equally. That is for sure, babes. Um, So once you find that team, you have to get pre-approved. Sellers want to make sure that the people that are viewing your house, their home, are qualified and buy ready. And I know we've all done it. We've all gone to open houses or gone to $1 million properties and have $12.32 in our pocket, baby. It's okay. We love to view the things that we are manifesting. I 100% get it. But you just think about, if you are in a city, like if you're a seller, you're trying to sell your house, you're in a very tight situation, the market is crazy, you're not getting a lot of showings, and then somebody, they finally get a showing and they're not even qualified to buy, that's going to piss you off. So obviously we want what we want, but we have to be considerate in this playground that we play. So you have to get pre-approved, so you even know the target that you're shooting at. If you're looking at houses just off guess, you're like, oh, I want to be in this area, I like these houses or whatever, and those houses are $700,000. But once you get pre-approved, you realize that you're pre-approved for $500,000. We got to be shooting at the right targets so that we make sure that we hit, so that we hit our target, right? That's important. Pre-approval, so important. Second thing, now this recently changed, probably in the last probably year or so. Realtors are not supposed to be showing you houses unless they have a signed buyer's agreement with you. Now, you can do it several ways. You can do it per house if you're the type of person who doesn't want to be committed. And again, I'm not unfamiliar with the reputation that realtors have, that we're grimy and slimy and we don't do anything. And a lot of people don't want to be locked in. Some people just don't like the idea of being committed to one realtor. Okay, that's fine. But there needs to be a clear agreement of who represents whom, and what, if you so choose to buy a house, who's going to pay that realtor. And that's what that buyer's agency agreement does. You need to be signing that before you're going to see housings. And if you are with a realtor that does not make you do that, because it is the law, I would think twice. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I would think twice, because that means that they don't follow rules, and that may come back and to bite you in the hiney booty parts. Okay, I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna leave that alone. But it is the law. There's a huge lawsuit that changed the way that we need to be doing things. We should have always been getting it, to be honest, but we didn't always get it. But that rule changed about a year ago. It needs to be signed. So there, in that buyer's agency agreement, lays out step by step what my responsibilities are, what the buyer's responsibilities are, who's gonna get paid what, all those good things, the time period, all of that. Those need to be done before you go look at a house. Okay. Next thing, you find a house. This the one. It's giving me the warm and fuzzies. This, that, and the third. Okay, so in North Carolina, there are two checks that need to be paid. It's a big old dog that just jumped the fence over there, girl. I'm concerned. Okay. Anyway, you have a due diligence check, and then you have an earnest money deposit. The due diligence check is gone. Once you write the check and you hand it over, it's gone. You might as well not even consider it yours anymore. You do get credit for it at the bottom line as money that you've paid, but if you need to back out, you do not get that money back. So that needs to go, you need to be thinking about that in your negotiation, and how you're approaching this contract. Also, the earnest money deposit. Now that money you can get back if you need to back out for some reason, and you do it within a certain date, you do get that money back. And you also get credited for that. So when we were in COVID, you were seeing due diligence money for tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending upon the price point of the house and where it was and how many people were trying to get the house. Because if somebody says, here go $100,000, and you get, this a little gift for you, baby girl, whether I buy your house or not. Yeah, I'm taking that. Yeah, run that. I'm gonna do that. Okay, and that's just what it is. We are in a capitalist society. It is what it is. But it makes it hard for a person who this is their first time buying, doesn't have a whole lot of expendable income. But that is a way that you can hedge, or put yourself ahead of other buyers in a multiple offer situation. So I just wanted to touch on those things this morning. There is more to come of what this buying process looks like. This video is going to be on my YouTube. It's going to be on my TikTok. Like I said, it never does well on my TikTok. It's too long. I know that. So, but anyway, but I do want to get the information out there. So, if you have any questions, if you want a one-on-one consultation, feel free to hit me up. My social media handles, my phone number, all of that is in the bio. And that's all I have for you this morning. Okay, love you. Bye.